Let me ask you. It's fascinating hearing your views at the moment, it really is. I want to ask you a question which may, on the surface, sound a bit silly, but there's a reason why I'm asking.
Okay.
Bearing in mind where you are now in your life.
Yeah.
And the fact that you're now this person that you wanted to be for the last 14 years, and you're only in this situation today because of what's happened. Do you regret doing what you did 3 months ago?
The only part of it that I regret is that there had to be a driver to that lorry.
Now, a lot of people, I'll be honest with you, when I tweeted over the last week, when I tweeted you were coming on the show, I would say 50% of those people said, great, can't wait to hear your story. The other 50% said, what about the life of the driver of the HGV vehicle that you, in effect, have ruined? Now, I don't know this person, I don't know if you know this person, I don't know his state of mind at the moment, but I'm guessing he's going through it a bit. That must be something on your mind that plays on your mind daily, but it obviously wasn't something that played on your mind before you did it.
Well, speaking from today, it does play on my mind daily. I pray for the man every morning, hoping that he does get his restoration of mind. Tried to contact on several occasions through the police, which is the only avenue, and he has refused to see or speak to me, which I must respect. You know, he's going to deal with the situation in the way that he needs to, and who am I to impose myself upon him? You know, I've been asked by X, Y, and Z, the written media, written press, to do open letters and all that. No. This is a very personal thing, and unless this gentleman, you know, it feels free for me to come and apologise him, humbly apologise to him, then, you know, I won't be drawn into all that. When you talk about there wasn't a thought beforehand, Andy, you couldn't be further from the truth. You couldn't be further from the truth. I planned this meticulously so that there was as little... So, first of all, the efficacy, so that it was going to be 100% guaranteed. And then, second of all, that there was minimal collateral damage. And those were my two fundamentals in how I was going to kill myself. Because let me tell you, people think that it's often like, you know, just a spur of the moment thing. It isn't. Well, I had rationalised the entire thing. I hadn't come to the point where I thought, oh, I need to escape it all. And it's very rare that suicidees are at that point, because the vast majority of them are in an incredibly deep depressive episode. You get to the point where you have actually, it's the right thing to do. Everybody in your life will be better off if you weren't there. Your kids won't be ashamed of their father who's, like I said, is an habitual mess-up, who's a convict, who's always in trouble with the law. The wife will have insurance payouts, and she'll be set for life so she can give the children a fantastic upbringing, and she might be able to meet a man who can make her happy, who she deserves. You know, my parents won't have a son that they're embarrassed about. My siblings won't have to make excuses for me. You know, you rationalise it that everybody will be better off. And then once you come to that decision, I was talking about this in hospital so often, you then step into almost a suicide fantasy, where you plan it meticulously, how it looks, what the perfect suicide would look like. Would it be here? Is it pills? Is it your wrist? Is it drowning? Is it a train? You know, and you go through so many times until you tick off certain parts of it as being that's exactly how I'll do it.
But you would have known the driver would have been a victim.
I did know that the driver would have been a victim. I did know that a train driver would have been a victim. It would have been traumatic for them. My belief or my hope at that time, which you must appreciate, is through the cloudiest and muddiest of depressed eyes, was that he would get the compensation and subsequently the counselling and support that he needed to move on. Every other scenario that I envisaged logistically, because I was in York, you know, drowning wasn't 100% effective because there are life jackets by the side, people constantly walking down the river. Hacking at my jugular wasn't effective because there are PCSOs. Well, they walked past me twice while I was sat there. Getting on the trains were so close, in front of the trains were so close to York Station that they weren't going fast enough. I actually stepped out in front of a train and just jumped away at the last minute because I didn't think that it was going fast enough, and I couldn't think of anything worse than me making myself, like, breaking my back or something and then imposing myself on my wife and her becoming a carer for the rest of my life. So a truck at 60 miles an hour in the dark was 100% effective, with one casualty, which is me, and one living victim who I rationalised would get the support that he needed.